taking it into my chest, taking it into my chest. How even? Oh, it must be 20 degrees out here. I'm waiting for the car to warm up. But while I did, forgive the performative nature of my character. Without any further ado, this is change the name of the channel, you know. So Hen Tetra Conta Grammaton Bounce. My name's Nicholas. Today I'm reading Golden Future Oracle. Alright. Well, I want to find the imagery, you know. Didn't seem right to do it that way, but I mean, that's the way we were choosing to do it. So, to fucking just look at all the cards. The one we chose was number 4, but I didn't choose by the card number. I didn't want to do it that way. Yeah, if you have any interest in the Golden Future Oracle cards, you would of course want to connect with Diana Cooper. I have a link in her description. Oh, here it is. I knew I was going to get to it if I just looked a little deeper. I don't know if you can see that. It's not that bright. I don't even know what the heck people are doing over here. People be acting wild. Kind of scary. The card is family and relationships. Attune heart to heart. In the golden future, high-frequency adults will only be interested in relationships based on true love. They will seek those that are mutually empowering. Family members will link heart to heart, so they are constantly attuned to one another and make choices for happiness and harmony. Because everyone will be telepathic, communication will be totally clear and honest. Everyone will intuitively understand and honor the needs of all their family members. Underlying concerns or emotional issues will be immediately addressed and respectfully honored. Everything will be open. This will create cheerful, contented, loving families. Isn't that nice? Every incoming soul will be planned and wanted. I love that. They will be nurtured as a precious part of the community as well as the family, so all children will feel completely loved and that they belong. Because they will receive fifth dimensional parenting, their gifts will automatically be psychically and spiritually switched on. And as a closing note for family relationships, it says this. In the golden future, all relationships will be based on self-worth and honesty. Thanks for tapping in with me for today's poll. You know what? I don't know. I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. I'm still waiting for the car to warm up, so I'm still feeling it. Yeah, what do we got? Meditation moments for women. Well, let's do it. What even date is it? It must be the 12th by now. That movie was intense. I may consider doing it, but I don't want to do a review. That's my issue. I don't want to do a review, to be very honest. What I like to do with movies is decode them, which means actually playing them, you know, just play the movie and take screenshots of it and walk through it frame by frame to decode a movie, you really have to attune to symbols, and there are some unique pressing symbols, very crucial to the story, and that movie messed me up. That movie really messed me up. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually January 12th. But I guess I'm not sure, but I'm going to read for Jan 12. So, Mildred Stamm, Meditation Moments for Women. I try to record these a couple times a week. Yeah, it's interesting. This is the first meditation that didn't have any scripture in the passage, which is interesting. That, I respect and appreciate Mildred's perspective. Of course, I record these videos without commentary, whether you take them as personal inspiration or historical artifact. Say that about this, also about the other cards. Spirituality is mostly metaphorical, so if people don't really get with it, that's cool. It's just a symbol anyways. But yeah, I was like, I usually would read the top passage, but there's some quotes in here, so I'll just take it as it is. Will you take this as inspiration or personal, or otherwise, even as an artifact of history? Of course, this book was published in 1967. Opens with a passage from Scripture. Today's Scripture comes from Psalm 37, verse 5. Commit your way to the Lord. Roll and repose each care of your road on Him. Lean on, trust, rely on, and be confident also in Him, and He will bring it to pass. End quote. Do you face insurmountable problems? Does there seem to be no solution? God says, quote, commit and trust, and I will bring it to pass, end quote. This is a conditional promise. He will work in our behalf if we commit and trust. The word, quote, commit has several meanings. Quote, to entrust, quote, to hand some over. It says to hand over to someone else, end quote. Quote, to let go so another can take over, end quote. Once I heard this illustration of committal. When we mail a letter, we have confidence that the post office department will deliver it to the person to whom it's addressed. However, the letter cannot be delivered until we let go and drop it into the mailbox. What need do you have? What problem? There is not one too great nor one too small to bring to God. He is saying, quote, hand it over to me. Trust me with it. End quote. Drop it into God's mailbox. Take your hands off completely and let Him work. A literal translation can read, quote, oh, I don't want to say the word. It invokes a literal translation of what? I'm just going to read this one silently. Trust upon God, God worketh. Okay, when our burdens seem too heavy to lift, we can roll them on Him. Then He works. The meaning is not, quote, will work, but, quote, is working now. Someone has said, quote, relinquish and rest, then leave the results with Him, end quote. A pilot lost in the clouds and fog was not experienced in instrument landing. The station tower promised to bring him in on radar. He began to receive his instructions when he suddenly remembered a tall pole which was in the flight path. Frantically, he called the tower. The command line came back. You obey the instructions. We take care of the obstructions. Uh, End quote. We may be in a fog. The clouds of trouble may be heavy above us. We may be looking only at the obstacles before us. God says, quote, you obey my instructions. Commit and trust. I will take care of the obstructions and bring it to pass. End quote. Neat. Well, I couldn't leave it off like that. Of course, before I stop, I'm going to have a book recommendation from the shit I've been working on. And, yeah. This is something I'm going to start working through. I'll save this one for the end. I got this book, 2 years ago, 3 or 4. Homie thought I had some kind of creative slump. I don't know. Oh, he hasn't been dropping anything in a while. He must be in a creative slump. But not. With all due respect, this is a book called Creative Manifestations. It's actually got some pertinent wisdom in there. I don't like the presentation. I'm like, you're going to make a book about creativity and it's got this kind of cover? I mean, what kind of... It's like almost absent of creativity. I'm going to turn to a page right now and I'm going to trust that, the right page finds its way to my fingers, and it's actually going to be this page right here, which is actually, it's not, this is the page I flipped to, it just kind of naturally fell into my fingers. It says doodle, so it's like draw a doodle. So, wow, I guess you're just chilling with me. Should I put on some music or something, Why not? Doodle, the wide world of webs can quickly wrap us in its sticky silk and slowly suck the energy and attention span out of us like the spider who spun it in the first place. If you get stuck, do what American graphic designer Gerald Herta suggests and, quote, walk away from the computer and draw. It will teach you how to see. All you need to do is to mix up a batch of this magical antidote is a pen, pencil, and a piece of paper. Now doodle away freely and see what emerges. Well, of course I'm not going to do this right now, but I did have the impulse. Let's get a quote. Confidence, getting the confidence. Manifesto for a creative life. Is it really that short? Oh, name it, baby. Here we go. To go wrong in one's own way is better than to go right in someone else's. Oh yeah, this is really funny shit. Leave your comfort zone. This is very odd. I like that one. Ritualize your practice. I could riff on each one of these. Some of these are nice. Surround yourself with beauty. Sometimes there ain't shit beautiful and you end up not finding it. Search for inspiration. In my experience, I never had to search for inspiration. It's just always right there. You kind of look, you've got to pull it out. But I feel like it's shown to us. And my creative manifesto, I feel like I'm not inspired enough. This book is like, oh my gosh, I don't like to imagine it helps at all. What about this one? There's always a person in your life who appreciates your art, even when you know it literally sucks. This one I'm going to get into, writing from the heart, inspiration exercises for people who want to write. Wow, what's happening? Oh yeah, inspiration exercises, place where it's at. Oh wow. A place. Write descriptions of the following places, never telling your reader how you feel, but showing your feelings through strong descriptions. A place you love, a place you hate, a place that thrills you, a place that terrifies you, a place that overwhelms you, a place that embarrasses you, a place you long for, a place you feel claustrophobic in. It's interesting, at the movies, yeah, I'm over here at the theater. At the movies, you know, I gotta admit, I was sitting front row. I make myself, because the movie theater is a large theater. You know what I haven't seen is those big theaters. You know, Marcus got that super screen. But I used to choose a seat close to the front row, because that's where no one is bound to be in anybody's way, you know, or like hearing anybody if they snicker or talk behind, you know, talk to each other. I try and get out of people's way. I just sit in the front. But yeah, I like make a big space claustrophobic when I sit so close. But I think that's cool too. Well, I hope you have a blessed day. Thanks for joining me now. Again, this is Hen Tetragrammaton Mounts. My name's Nicholas. I hope you have a blessed day. I'll see you around again soon. Thanks for hanging. Peace.